What's up, guys? In this episode, we're going to talk about Kirk Hammett, guitar shops that are greedy as all F, and a few other things. Stay tuned. What is up, you guys? It's your boy Luis Torres, and it's Friday. I figured that we talk about gear, talk about whatever else is out there. But I wanted to start off with Kirk Hammett launching an EP, which is his first solo project. And I'm not talking about the one that he has with Robert, the bassist from Metallica, but it's literally his own. And here's the one thing. And of course, you guys have already noticed that most of Metallica's songs are written between James and Lars. So the question is, is what exactly is Kirk's style? Because you never really hear him dabbling, right? You never hear, if anything, there are more videos of him butchering riffs than anything else. So, not to say that he doesn't have the creativity to write cool riffs, but we don't really ever hear it, I kind of feel like, you watch my channel and you have an idea of what I would potentially write, right? And it's not someone else's song, it's my song. Or at least me just dabbling. But I have no idea what Kirk's riffs would sound like. I would hope that it wouldn't sound like Metallica. But it's funny, I grew up with this one guy who played guitar in Brooklyn. And right out of the gate, he bought every Metallica book, every tab book that he can find. And starting out with, Kill 'Em All, to Ride the Lightning, to Master of Puppets, to Justice. And funny enough, whenever he wrote anything, it sounded exactly like Metallica. So who knows? Maybe his new project is Metallica-esque? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. So apparently it's supposed to be available in April. So give it a month and a half, and we'll get an idea of what it actually will sound like. So that being said, I don't know if I'm being a baby, but and I don't know. I'll think about whether or not I want to share the story. But what is up with all these guitar shops just being ridiculously stingy / greedy? And you always hear that Guitar Center, all these, let's say these big box shops are taking business from these small mom and pop stores, and so much so that these mom and pop stores are closing. But I guess that is true when it comes down to Walmart just stepping into some random area in the United States, and now the mom and pop shop that sells plants can't sell their plants anymore because they have to sell them for $15, and Walmart has the same plant for $5. So I understand that concept, but when it comes down to guitars, there's this dynamic between the owners / business and, say, the consumer. It's such a niche market that we kind of work hand in hand. So, of course, I'm talking to my buddy Chris today, and he's sharing his stories with me, and I'm sharing mine. And you can't help but realize that all of these smaller guitar shops yo, they're not losing money. Dude, their markups are so ridiculous. And maybe I will share it. So, one of my buddies ended up selling one of his amps for $900 at the guitar shop, and at this one guitar shop. And I knew that their cost basis was $900. So I wanted to trade for this amp that I've been wanting for a while. So I had my Ibanez Prestige, which sells used for $1,000, along with an LTD EC1000 Deluxe, which sells used for about $500. So there's $1,500 there, right? So from, if your cost basis is $900 and we're at $1,500, you're doing okay. So I went there, and they both had their cases, and I was super excited to get this amp. And the owner said, you're going to have to come up with about $350 cash. So now, $900 cost basis, I know my one guitar, the Ibanez, is at least $900, right? But of course, no one's in the business to break even. But you're ahead of the game already. So I'm thinking, hey, give me that $900 product. I'll give you $1,500 worth of product. But he also wants $350 more. And I took offense to that. Mainly because I buy a lot of things from this shop. And so now we're at $1,850, right? Between the $1,500, and I'm being conservative. So let's just, again, $1,500. And from that $1,500, you want $350 more. So now we're at $1,850. You're now at over 100% on your profit margin right there. And all they did, aside from offending the hell out of me, is I chose at that very moment when I took my guitars back, I chose not to ever do business with them again. Out of principle, because again, here's this store and I like to think that I'm a good customer, right? I used to walk in there to get strings and walk out with a $1,200 bass. No one's really doing that. So throughout the years, I've spent a lot of money there. And I think as an owner, right, you kind of you don't have to acknowledge who your good customers are, but if your good customer is trying to negotiate a creative deal, at what point do you as the owner decide, let me sort him out because I know I'll make more later, versus slamming the door in their face and them realizing you don't appreciate them. And that's kind of what happened. So, if you have any story like that where you felt that a shop decided to be greedy to a different level of the game, then, comment below. But just keep in mind that I've purchased cabinets, amplifiers, guitars, dude, like just so much cabinets. Trying to see what else I bought from here. My mixer, like, dude, literally thousands of dollars throughout the years. And it would have been fine if he was just like, give me an extra 100. Although I still would have felt like he had smacked me in the face. But 350, like, oh, really, dude? I was so angry and so, when you're so angry that it's just like really, like almost like surprised and shocked that they're really doing that to you, and during COVID, I would walk into the store and I felt terrible even contemplating walking out without buying anything. So I would purposely go there and buy anything just to support them. You know what I mean? So to kind of throw that and piss that off to the wind, I guess is one thing. You can do whatever you want. It's your business. But, as a business owner, I don't think I could ever see myself doing that. In fact, I do the opposite. I'm always just like, give me a number and I'll try to work within your budget. And that way they're happy, I'm happy. And, you get more referrals like that down the road. But I literally, just to give you an idea, where is it? Where are you? Did I put it in my pocket? Maybe I did put it in my pocket. Yep. So here is a blown fuse, right? Let's see if you can see that. All right. So it's, I mean, clearly it's blown. And this came from my Bogner Uberschall. And the other day I was playing it and it just died and, you know, had zero power. Of course, that's a fuse issue. So I flipped it around. The main fuse was blown. And instead of driving 1 mile to the shop to get a fuse that I know they have, I decided to buy a bunch of fuses from Amazon. Like, that's how, you know, I don't know if it's petty, but if you don't care about my money, then okay, then I'll just give it to someone else. And that's what I did, and ended up getting a bunch of 5 amp 250 volt little fuses. So, you know, again, let me know if you've ever had anything like that. You know, I was talking to my buddy Chris, and he mentioned a few shops, and, you know, the kind of the jag-off things that they've done to him. And, you know, he just shared, he's like, yo, the illusion that these small shops aren't doing well is just, it's completely false. They're making so much money. In fact, you know, I felt like a ding-dong when I found out that the shop that I would purposely go to and spend money on purpose to support them, apparently they had an amazing 2020 and an amazing 2021 because people didn't go to the shop. They just bought their things online and apparently did great in that sense. So, you know, shame on me for not asking questions or, you know, being hosed. I don't know, but that's just my thing. But they lost me. They, you know, and that's just, again, it's just a principle thing. So let me know if you've ever had an issue like that down the, you know, at some point. But again, leave your story below. That way, I can hear your story along with others being able to see what stories you guys have experienced. And okay, on a positive note, so the other day, one of my buddies reached out to me and he's like, yo, have you ever tried this Harley Benton? And of course, once I hear Harley Benton, I'm just like, why? Because I always associate Harley Benton with their guitars, with their cabinets. But in this case, it's a Harley Benton GPA-100, this guy right here. And it is a 100 watt Class D power amp section that is solid state. So think of the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 170 and the 200, or even, what's the other one? The 600. So that I decided to look into, and he's just like, I think it should be comparable to the Seymour Duncan, and it's only $100. And I was just like, for $100, you know what? I saved $350 by not doing the deal with that amplifier and my guitars, so I'm kind of in the black, if you will. So I decide to go to Thoman's website and ordered it, and it's coming today. So later tonight, once it gets here, I'm super psyched about that. I'll run that, but more importantly, I'm going to compare it to the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200 that I have, and we will see which one wins. Would you rather, you know, if they're kind of the same, then, you know, with the Seymour Duncan, at that point, you're just paying for the name. But, you know, I'm hoping the Seymour Duncan blows it out of the water, because it's $100 versus $500. You know, that's a huge difference, you know? So, you know, we'll see how that goes. At 5:30 today, I also pick up my new to me Paul Reed Smith MT50. Yo, I have to call that thing the MT50, and I have to find a red marker. And I know I have a few red paint markers, but I have to paint a 0 next to the 5, and I have to black out the 1, so that way it doesn't say MT15. Thank God there's a 5 there. I'm just going to write a little 0 and get rid of the 1. And it'll be an MT15. So there's actually Mercury transformers in this amp. I'm getting it from my buddy Nick, who bought it already modified. But I just have to try to find out who did the modification and whether or not the guy he bought it from was the original owner who made the mods, or if that guy bought it already modded or as well. So we'll see. We'll see. What else is new? What else is new aside from Pug Coffee? Nothing else, right? That's the only thing that's coming in. Let me think. Yeah, I think that's just it. Oh, but if you watch the videos that I posted over the last 2 days, and don't bust my chops because I know the voice was off sync yesterday. Yo, it took me about an hour trying to figure out how to do it. I ended up just separating the audio from the video and tried to align the time, and it was either too early or too late, and I'm just like, I don't know what the heck happened. But I tested it today and made sure that the video and audio synced okay, and it does. So guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, but more importantly, hit the bell. That way you get to watch the Harley Benton versus Seymour Duncan video, along with the MT50 video, and the combo between these two right here, which is the Flesh Rot pedal, which is an Ampeg VH140C clone with the foul boost. So check that out. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday. Make sure you guys get some tacos in you. And as usual, I'll talk to you soon. Do you hear that? That's my little pug upstairs. She's like, bro, I need a little love and I need a little sandwich. All right, guys, talk to you soon.